Ascension.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Eric here with Rasāyana Living. Thank you so much for being here today. So today I want to make a really quick video, really straightforward. This is a conversation I've been finding myself having with a lot of clients, so I thought that I should put it out here to help you guys and also so I can have other people refer to this video if they need to. So I want to talk about the difference between a healing modality and a treatment-based modality. What does it really mean to heal the body versus treating the body, treating the symptoms of the body? Listen to that word, treating, treatment. Chemotherapy is a type of treatment. Medications treat illnesses or diseases which don't exist, as I always talk about. They treat symptoms. In detoxification and regeneration of the body as a whole, the focus is always on the entire terrain. So even if you have, let's say you have a tumor on your right leg. That tumor on your right leg is a manifestation of acidity within the body. It's a manifestation of systemic acidosis. It would mean that your body was acidic, there's a lot of cellular waste, which is lymphatic stagnation, and your body, your right leg, decided it was going to form a tumor here. Your body lovingly decided, put this damaged tissue and these damaged cells together and lump them in one spot so that these toxins aren't flowing freely throughout your entire body and your bloodstream and your lymphatic system, etc., etc. Dis-ease is not your body not liking you or being angry at you per se. You know what I'm saying? Everything's a matter of perspective. If you've been told that you have some type of specific ailment, it is actually your body's way of loving you. Your body is giving you a symptom to tell you that something that you're doing is not right. So in detoxification, as I was saying, we address the body as a whole. We address the entire terrain. The reason why someone may have a tumor on their right leg is because their kidneys aren't filtering out their lymphatic waste. So you have to work with your kidneys. You have to work with your lymphatic system. Those are the basics when it comes to detoxification, the kidneys and the lymph. But then everyone else has a specific terrain. Everyone else has their own individual bodies. In detoxification, we look at each individual and we look at their weaknesses. So you can do that through iridology. You can do that through health assessments, through conversations. We can talk about what your diet was in childhood, what your current diet is, what medications you were on. There's so many different factors, stress level. I can go on, and that is what I talk to my clients about. Everybody's body is unique to them, so that's why there's no two people that can be on the same exact protocol. Your weaknesses will not necessarily be someone else's weaknesses, even if you guys are suffering with the same thing. Two people can have osteoporosis. One of my clients has osteoporosis today, but she also had a family member that had osteoporosis, whereas someone else, it could be just them. They could have come from a lineage of almost essentially perfect health, but because of their consumption of food, of products, etc., they damage their body. So the focus is never on a specific ailment. Yes, of course, that's inevitable. We heal the entire body as a system, which means that diseases, viruses, etc., get flushed out of the system. But that's just the inevitable part. The focus isn't the specific tumor, the specific virus per se. Yes, there are things you can do to shrink those things. There's things you can do to stop the replication of certain things. But the main focus is let's clean the terrain. So we just touched on the natural approach. Now let's talk about the Western approach, the approach that we've all been conditioned to believe. This is why I'm always working on deprogramming what my clients believe, you know what I'm saying? And really getting them to believe in the natural approach. I'm going to post a picture right here about the terrain theory versus the germ theory. The terrain theory is the only theory that gets to the root cause of health issues. You have to look at your terrain, your specific terrain, what your specific weaknesses are. You have to work with somebody on where you are at. On the other hand, when you look at the germ theory, which is the Western society way of thinking, you know what I'm saying, and even some Eastern societies too, because the entire health system is corrupt in general. But when you look at the way that the Western way thinks of dis-ease, they treat disease. So they say, we're going to take a group of 10,000 people, they all have the same exact dis-ease, or disease, or diagnosis, or a very similar pattern of systemic acidosis. We're going to put them all on the same medication because typically, through clinical trials, we have seen that this medication has done a good job at suppressing these symptoms. It won't heal you though. That's the thing that you guys need to understand. If you have a headache and you take a Tylenol for that headache, your headache doesn't go away. The symptom of your headache goes away, but whatever is causing that headache has been blocked. When you take a Tylenol or you take an Advil, your endocrine system, your nervous system, all of that is suppressed. So your body was doing its job and lovingly telling you, I'm going to give you the symptom of this headache because something you're doing is wrong. But you're going to go ahead and block it with a Tylenol or an Advil. You're not going to feel it anymore, so you're going to think, oh, it's gone. Whatever caused it isn't gone. And what happens is when you continue to, I love making this analogy, it's just like pushing your own problems to the side, pushing traumas to the side, pushing things to the side, not addressing them. Eventually what happens, it blows up and it gets bigger. And that's the same thing that happens when you try to block symptoms with medications. When you take medications to treat symptoms, you don't want to give things treats, you want to heal them completely. The same concept with mental health. If you have something that's eating you up inside and bottling you up inside, and all you're doing is smoking weed and drinking and hanging out with friends and having sex so that you don't have to address those issues, ultimately what happens, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like if you have homework, that's another example. If you have homework, you know, when I used to have homework when I was a kid, I had such almost an OCD about it. It probably wasn't very healthy, but as soon as I would come home, I would try to complete it. Or if I was in class and the teacher gave us homework and we had 10 minutes left of class and nothing to do, I would do it. I didn't want to have to worry about it later. So I'm just that type of person that I like to address things head on. I like to get to the root cause of things so that you don't have to deal with disease for the rest of your life. There's no reason why you should have to suffer at all. You can address things and it doesn't even take that long, you know what I'm saying? The beauty of our bodies is that we can damage our bodies for years and years, 20, 30 years even for some people, and you can be healed in 3 years of a specific ailment. Of course, you're not going to undo all the damage that you've done to your body in 3 years if you've done 20 years of damage, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of those symptoms can completely disappear. Our bodies love us that much. Our bodies are working full time to detoxify us. Even when you're eating burgers and McDonald's and Burger King and TGI Fridays or whatever, you know, your favorite fast food restaurant is or was, even during that time when you were sleeping, your body was still trying its best to heal you. And it was giving you symptoms so that you can change something that you were doing. So in detoxification, we get to the root cause of issues. We say, okay, this person over here, let's call him John Doe. John Doe has a really weak endocrine system. He has a really weak adrenal gland issue. He's struggling with anxiety, or he's depressed and he has a lot of pancreatic issues. He has diabetes, which means that he has blood sugar metabolism issues, which probably means that he also has a fungal issue, because whenever you have problems metabolizing sugar, almost all of those people have fungal issues. So this patient, John Doe, should switch over to a predominantly fruit diet, transition his way there, because even though he has diabetes, fructose, which is fruit sugar, fructose is a super simple sugar, carbon and oxygen, and it does not require insulin to get into the cell wall. So that is John Doe. Over here we have Mary Jane. Mary Jane has osteoporosis. She has a really weak parathyroid issue. I have to put her on a parathyroid glandular. Everyone's diagnosis, everyone's diseases, or, you know, because those don't exist, everyone's manifestation of systemic acidosis is not going to be the same. So we don't treat everybody the same. We don't treat everybody with the same herbs. There are certain herbs. I've written about gachucola on my website, olive leaf extract. There are certain herbs that are great for the immune system in general. Everyone should be taking these things, you know what I'm saying? Or almost everyone should be taking these things. But then there's also, it gets deeper than that, you know what I'm saying? We have to look at your terrain as an issue. And you don't want to treat your symptoms. You don't want to try to attack a specific virus. I have a lot of people contacting me with viral issues. You know, the way I was able to detoxify one of my clients to the point where she tested negative for HSV, we looked at her body individually. Her body was not the same body as everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Someone who has 4 outbreaks of something a month isn't the same as someone who has 1 outbreak every other week. And there's also other factors that lead into that. And also everyone's mental health is different too. Some people aren't ready to jump into a fast right away. Some people need to work their way up into that. I just say all of this to say that, you know, here in detoxification, where we follow nature's law and we follow the laws of God or the universe, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, you know, the universe, like again, science, we follow our body's natural approach to removing dis-ease. We remove acid. We increase alkalinity. We incorporate just a little bit of fasting. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's situation with fasting is different. The right herbal supplements for that specific terrain, that specific body. And we allow the body to do what it's already trying to do. As I always talk about, your body's already trying to liberate you. Your mind is already trying to ascend. It's just up to you to move out of the way and allow it to do what it wants to do to begin with. So I hope you guys understand this. I hope you understand the terrain theory versus the germ theory. The germ theory is wrong. The germ theory is there to make money. The germ theory is there to block your symptoms and have you continuously buying the same medications over and over again so that your doctors and the pharmaceutical companies can make a huge billion and trillion dollar profit. And I worked in pharmaceuticals. You can read about that on the About Me section of my website. I have experience with both the Western way of executing when it comes to disease, as well as the natural approach, obviously, as you guys know. So yeah, just wanted to make this quick little video. I hope you guys understood this explanation. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Hit the link in my description box, ascensionliving.co. You can press contact and you can email me there. It goes to my direct email. If you're interested in working with me, please click on Work with Eric at the homepage, or you can click on Services from the menu. I'd be happy to work with you and help you heal from dis-ease. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. Please press subscribe, press the notification bell so that you can be notified when I upload a new video. Please go ahead and press the like button. It helps me out. It shows YouTube that you want to see more videos that have to do with upliftment and the mind, body, and soul trinity. Thank you guys so much for your support. I love being able to take, a few minutes out of my day every week or every other week or so and just upload something to really help keep you guys motivated. You guys keep me motivated, and you guys are such a blessing. So as always, guys, peace, love, and blessings.